guys, it's April. So today I'm going to show you how to get this Türkan Şoray inspired look. This is a makeup look that's inspired by the one she wears in a 1970 film called gözlüm. And I want to apologize for my terrible pronunciation of these words. I don't speak Turkish and it's not very native to me. But I do really enjoy makeup, and I think that Türkan has really, really beautiful, iconic makeup. And it really focuses on the eyes. And she has this really, really light waterline, and then the bottom lash line is very heavy. And I think it creates this kind of dreamy, dazed look on her face at all times. And of course, she also has these really beautiful, pillowy lips that I do not have, but with a little bit of shading and highlighting on the lips, you can make them look a little bit fuller. And it's just a really cute late 60s, early 70s look. And I think it's really versatile too, because if you don't have the colors that I'm using today, you can use neutrals, you can use cool tone purples or pinks, and you can really just customize it to whatever you have. I think as long as you focus on the eyeliner and do the eyeliner parts right, then you can make any look like one of hers. And yeah, so enough of me rambling, let's get on to this makeup look. I am taking a medium coverage foundation and applying this all over my face. And with a damp beauty sponge, I'm going to really press the color into my skin, make sure that everything is blended out. I like using the sponge because I do feel like it gives it a more skin-like finish. Next, with the same sponge, I'm going to pick up a concealer that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than my face, and I'm going to work this underneath my eyes, around the corner of my nose, really focusing on that little crease that's there. And I like to put a little bit of this on my chin and around the corners of my mouth. And this is really going to help bring out some of these features that you want brought out. Next, I'm going to take a loose setting powder and I'm going to set the under eyes and just the parts of my face that tend to crease first. And then with what's left on my puff, I'm just going to apply that to the rest of my face. And then I'm going to go back in with that beauty sponge and really push the color in further. Next, I'm going to take that concealer and I'm going to apply some of this onto my eyelid as a bit of an eyeshadow base. And you can use a primer, of course, but this is just what I had on hand. And then I'm going to go over with some more loose powder and I'm going to set that. And this is really going to help make sure that the eyeshadows on top will blend really smoothly. Next, I'm going to take a brow pomade in brown and a little tiny angled brush, and I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit just to deepen up the color. I'm going to stick with my natural brow shape, although I do think a really thin brow would look nice with this look. I'm going to run a little spoolie through it just to soften them up a little bit. Next, with a blending brush, I'm going to pick up a pinky nude color and I'm going to start working this onto the outer corner of my eye and the crease, focusing most of the color on the outer corner and then slowly sweeping that into the rest of the crease, pulling the color up towards the brow, blowing the color out towards the end, and just running some of this on my bottom lash line. Next, I'm going to use the same brush with a muted plum color. And here I am just doing a tiny little mixture just to get the right shade. And I'm going to focus this once again on the outer corner, not bringing it as far in, but still doing the bottom lash line. And I'm just making sure that everything looks blended. This is going to help create a lot of depth. I'm going to go back in with that same brush and now with an even darker color, and this one's a really deep burgundy color with a touch of dark gray. I'm going to focus this mostly on the outer corner and my bottom lash line and just make sure that everything is blended. Next, I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to pick up an icy baby pink and I'm going to apply this onto my lid. It's going to really help give it a foiled look. And then I'm going to go back in with that crease brush just to soften the outer edges of that. And now with a black liquid liner, I'm going to line my top lash line. So when you're doing your liner, make sure to do the inner corner that's extended. This is going to help make your eyes appear larger and more feline. And then when you're doing the outer corner, make sure that the wing is angled up a little higher, just so that you get that really 60s lifted eye. I'm going to take a white eyeliner or a nude, and this is going to help make the eyes appear even larger, and make sure you apply that into the waterline. With a tiny pencil brush, I'm going to go back in with that burgundy color and work this onto my bottom lash line, fairly close to the lash line, and then I'm going to slowly blend it out, and I'm also connecting it a little bit towards the outer corner. Next, I'm going to go in with a tiny angled brush and that black eyeshadow, and I'm going to start lining my bottom lash line, making sure that I'm connecting the bottom lash line with the top wing. And I'm going to keep this color as close to the lash line as possible. This is going to add a little more depth, but still make it look graphic. Apply heaps and heaps of mascara and really focus on getting the bottom eyelashes long and spiky. If you feel like you need to, you can go in with some more of that burgundy and just deepen the outer corner of your eye. I felt like I could have gone a little bit darker. Of course, this isn't necessary. Take a very long flared eyelash and apply that to your top lash line. And I like to press my real lashes and the false eyelashes together to really fuse them so that they look like one. I'm going to take a bronzer and a little angled face brush, and I'm going to work this into the hollows of my cheeks and making sure that I'm blending that towards my hairline, really buffing it into the skin and trying to make sure that everything looks really well blended. Türkan has an amazing bone structure in her face. Her cheekbones are fantastic, so you really want to define them. I also like to put a little bit of this underneath my bottom lip just to help give the illusion that your lips are much fuller. Now I'm going to take a pink blush and I'm going to apply this onto the lower apples of my cheeks and just a little bit on my nose. And this is going to help create a more youthful look, and I noticed that she tends to wear her blush a lot lower on the face. With that same brush, I'm going to go in with an even more bubblegum pink. This one has a slight satin finish, and I'm going to further intensify the color just because I felt like this needed a little bit more blush. Next, I'm going to take this kind of cranberry lipstick and I'm going to start lining my lips with this and using my finger just to blend the center of it and make sure that everything looks soft. Of course, you can use a lip liner, but to be honest, I don't really carry lip liners in my kit too often. But you can go ahead and use a lipstick straight from the tube or a brush. You just want to make sure that everything's really softened and that the Cupid's bow is more rounded. I feel like that's really key to get a similar pillowy pout as hers. Next, if you feel like you need to, you can take a little bit of concealer and just go around the lip. This is going to really help make the lips pop even more. Once again, I don't have super full lips, so this is a trick that I need to do to help. And now I'm going to take a pinky nude lipstick and just fill in the center of my lips and make sure that everything looks well blended. Now, I noticed in the photo and the video it looked a little more toned down, so I'm taking some loose face powder and applying that over my lips and brushing that off, and it helps tone down the color. And with some liquid eyeliner, we're going to apply our beauty mark on our face. And I like to dab it with my finger and then wipe it on a wipe just to get the excess product off. And with a little tiny brush and some brown eyeshadow, you can go over the mole and just help soften it if you feel like it's really stark. Most important step, take your black liquid eyeliner and run this onto your bottom lash line. This is going to really help make the eyes pop, and it's going to look very graphic and defined, and I feel like it's a very necessary step.
And this is it for the completed Türkan Şoray look. I really love this look. I love makeup looks that are very eye-centric, that focuses on the eye. I mean, I love lashes and I love eyeliner. This one also has quite a bit of blush, which I enjoy. And, you know, I wish I had more pillowy, voluminous lips, but I make do with what I have. And I just think that Türkan is really amazing and brilliant. I mean, not only is she beautiful, and she's been in over 200 films and so memorable in everyone. It's kind of difficult to not fall in love with her, just be mesmerized by her. But I also think it's really, really cool that she's one of the few actresses that broke into directing and making films, which I guess wasn't very common during the times, and I think that that's really cool and revolutionary of her. And they call her the Sultan of Cinema. So I think that's very fitting for her. She's absolutely dominating her field, and I still think she's beautiful today. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with her, but Türkan is still just so gorgeous, and I wish I could look like that when I'm older. But yeah, this is a pretty easy look. Like I said, if you don't have the eyeshadows that I use today, you can kind of just use whatever you have on hand. I think that the most important part is the eyeliner and the eyelashes. Make sure you have the white eyeliner on the waterline. It could be nude. And then the really dark bottom lash line. And I think that it's kind of important to go over with the liquid eyeliner just because it makes it a little more graphic and it really makes the eyes pop. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that it's taken me a while to get this tutorial out because I kind of promised it like 2 weeks ago, I think. But you guys are really great and you're really patient with me, and I appreciate that so much. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna leave a list of all the products that I use down below in the description box. I still include the products that I use like in little, you know, in the corner of my videos. I don't know what to call that. But I kind of want to focus a little bit away from the products that I use and more so on just the kind of colors and finishes because, you know, I'm not really a name brand kind of person, and I don't like when people feel like they have to have a certain specific product to make looks work. So I like to just kind of be vague, at least have the colors, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave those down below. And thank you so much for watching. I just hiccuped right there. It's kind of weird. Anyways, thank you for watching, and until next time.